EEPROM 9.
It's alright, no, go on, just have a look about.
Currently you'll notice this is a certain particular game which is utterly the definition of awesome. It's Portal 2!
Just stand.
Whee! Splash. Righty then, so I've got some bits I want to film. So I'm going to be whizzing through these first bits until I get to it. So excuse me if I'm not staying around for staring at the scenery, because I tend to do stuff. And good old Wheatley's Ramp. Now this, back in whenever, 2000s-ish, look! 1980s IBM PS2 computer! And another one. What's that? It's someone's letterbox. Probably someone shoving junk mail through the door.
Some emergency testing may require prolonged interaction with legal military androids.
And of course you've got all the announcements and the music. What Portal 2 doesn't take itself as seriously as Portal 1. So it has more of a comical atmosphere. But what they did with Portal 2 is took an already great game and make it better, which is an extremely hard thing to do. In fact, it's near impossible. Now the dog's barking up, it's bloody 4 o'clock, way before Mum comes home, but he probably thinks it's her.
This next test is very dangerous. To help you remain tranquil in the face of almost certain death, smooth jazz will be deployed.
For some weird reason, this joke is always funny. I don't understand it, but apparently it works in all cultures and that, so yeah. There we go. I mean, they pretty much took a game that was already great and made it better, which is an extremely difficult thing to do. And that you've got to appreciate. The only thing I feel they did wrong on it was they probably changed a little too much to the point that continuity is lost between Portal 1 and Portal 2. There's a real lack in continuity between maps, and I will show you a particular example of where the continuity is at. And it's a real shame, because it's just one of those things that's just, I find, big. But this area where I'm going to show it to you, it just should not have been done that way. You should have gone through you should have gone through the projection room into the Gladius bit. In the room on the first one where you view into the projector. I'll paste up an image of what I mean when I actually get there. And hopefully the camera will actually pick it up. But we should be hitting there soonish.
If the Enrichment Center is currently being bombarded with fireballs, meteorites, or other objects from space, please avoid unsheltered testing areas wherever a lack of shelter from space debris does not appear to be a deliberate part of the test.
Now, why am I not laughing out loud? I've played this game a heck of a lot now. Seriously, I've run through this game quite a few times. Because I love it so much. I mean, Half-Life 1 was my favourite game. Then of course Portal 2 came along, and I think that has since become the top game since then. Because Half-Life 1 grabbed my attention when I was a kid, and suddenly has something potentially better than Half-Life 1 come along?
Well done. The Enrichment Center reminds you that although circumstances may appear
but despite that continuity thing, which is the only thing I can find wrong with this game, the only thing, now it's rare to not be able to find it's normal to find more than one thing wrong with the game. Very rare to find only one or less. Less is less. I've never seen a game with less than one. It's just, well, I have to say, well done Valve. I mean, yeah, the continuity between the standard lists of Portal and Portal 2 are completely different, which goes back to the continuity, but I don't want to dwell on the negative. This is an absolutely fantastic game that is always a joy to play through. Any bits when it actually feels like it's getting a bit too much, too long, puzzling, Valve have actually built it in such a way that when it actually does feel a bit too much, they flip it around, they change it. The bit that you find is a bit tedious ends, and then you've got a new exciting bit to go through.
If you are
They've just executed the gameplay perfectly.
Welcome. And remember, testing is the future.
And I cannot really congratulate them enough, because they have just done so well producing this game. It is easily the best game of the last 10 years. It beats Half-Life 2. Oh god, I went down the wrong one. That's what happens when you're trying to whiz through the chambers as quickly as possible, in a hope. In a bit. I might have to pause it and get there, who knows. Oh, 2. Moves like that don't help. Get the portals in the right place. No, in the right place. There we go, took a few shots. They've refined the physics to be more so you can carry stuff through portals and that. Portal 1 is a bit, well, impossible to do that. Never really works out too much. Whoops. They've basically taken the elements that were there, added to them.
This far, future starter.
There's very few games that do that. They take something that's already great and make it better. And you get ones that screw it up, like Red Faction 1 was fantastic and then Red Faction 2 is just horrible. Thankfully, they fixed it in like Guerrilla and Armageddon, where they're absolutely brilliant. Highly recommended. Guerrilla and Armageddon are brilliant, I'm loving them. They ruined it in 2, but then you get games like this which make a second and they make it better. Here we go, we're hitting close to the point.
I'm up here.
I got the timing right.
You did find a portal gun.
Now, any of you who remember Test Chamber 7 from the first game will remember all this beautifulness. You've got the thing that shoots the energy pellet there, you pause a portal there, you pop a portal down here on the floor. Well, the portal thing was there, and then it goes up into that and activates the floating lift, which was here, but has since degraded away into nothing through the decay. Now I'm going to be quiet for the weakest line here.
Lay something on you here, it's pretty heavy. They told me never, never, ever to disengage myself from my management rail, or I would die. But we're out of options here, so get ready to catch me. Alright, on the off chance that I'm not dead the moment I pop off this thing. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's high. It's too high, isn't it really, that? Alright, going on 3 just gives you too much time to think about it. Let's go on 1 this time. Okay, ready? 1. Catch me, catch me! Ow!
Sadly, you can't catch him.
I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
Now, Wheatley, who's voiced by someone called Stephen Merchant, who's a British comedy actor. So hence him being a British comedy actor, that's probably why he's so funny, because as an Englishman myself, I can relate to it.
Alright, you can turn around now.
They have entries in place which can detect where you're looking, which is pretty cool.
While you're back, and off we go. Look at this! No rail to tell us where to go. Oh, this is brilliant. We go wherever we want. Where are we going? Seriously. Hang on, let me just get my bearings. Just follow the rail, actually.
I don't feel right to interrupt Wheatley when he's talking.
No. Yes,
but I have to for this.
Don't make eye contact, whatever you do. No,
I cannot say how good this game is. The time's getting a bit limited, and we're coming through to the one note of disappointment I have to add. But this doesn't stop it from being, as far as I'm concerned, being the only game ever to hit 10 out of 10. Seriously, that's how I see it. I think Portal 2 has replaced Half-Life as my favourite game.
In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her
and this is it, because I'm going to link to the stick the Portal 1 one that I did in here, and I also put a link to it for anyone who wants to watch it to watch it. Surprisingly, that never got many views. Not sure why.
So, if you've got any reservations
that's the thing, because
about this plan,
yeah, that doorway, yeah, it's kind of whole hallway. You should have really come through the projection room, because at the back there was a projection room. Steps, which sadly is lacked in Portal 2. This is where the huge continuity error that I can't stand is in Portal 2. The one I can't get over all the others. And you're here in the Gladius bit, waiting to see Go. Now, you look in here and it's beautiful. It's very well designed game. The graphics and textures are very Half-Life 2-y because it's built on its similar sort of resolution, which Half-Life 2 textures aren't huge resolutions, but they are high enough. And of course, I always do like this. The only thing with running this on the Xbox is you don't have no clip, which means you can't. And now I shall continue on for the last 50 seconds of this video. And there's that door keypad door that you couldn't get through, and you can't get through it here. And here's a hallway. And the rest of this area is set out beautifully.
Okay, I'm going to lay my cards on the table. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go in there. Don't go in there. She's off.
That's the only thing I can say is continuity of Portal 1 is a bit on the offside. And that's the only thing.
There she is.
That.
What a nasty
other than
piece
that,
of work she was, honestly. Like a proper lady.
Perfect.
Do you know who ended up taking her down? You're not going to believe this. A human.
It's a.
I know.
I cannot stress how good. You must get this game. Whatever system you have, you must own it. Now, any of you who play Portal will know what this is.
That's pretty much the whole story. You're up to speed. Don't touch me. Okay, down these stairs.
This was a trial. I'm making a note here to success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of faith. And the science gets done and you make a neat plan for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces and threw every piece into a pile. Yes, they burned his words because I was so happy for you. Now these bonds of paper make a beautiful line, and we're all the paper we're releasing undone. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Go ahead and leave me. I think I prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to come to. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke. Haha, bad chance. Any